Alright, it's been your boy NOA Banks back with another one, and I'm really thankful that you guys took the time to come out, watch this video, and learn about some Forex. It's been really fun talking to you guys, and I really enjoy this series. I think it's going to be really cool for me and my trading to have you guys here to support me, but it'll also be great for me to just give out game for free, allow you to learn Forex for free as you push me to be a better trader. So I thank you, I love you, and it's been your boy NOA Banks. So have a great one. Boy Banks back with another one, and today I'm gonna give you a quick update, run you down about a few things, and then I'm gonna actually do some live trading and just show that and allow the charts to play out in front of you guys as it happens. So first off, I want to jump over here and show that my equity is actually up to 105, and if we look at my trade history right here, we can see I took a buy on NOS 100 at 14,027, and I closed at 047 at 14,047, and it's actually because my stop loss got hit. If you look over here to the right side of the screen, and that's just because once I have my 20 pips, I wanted to make sure I move my stop in profit and let it run. And if we come back over here and we actually look at what NOS is doing from where I entered, I could be up so much more, which is actually pretty tragic. But you know, again, it's just another learning lesson. And in a second here, I'll run you through what I saw, but I also want to go over that EU trade first. So I got in right here, and it was specifically on this 1 minute candle, because I was looking at price moving right here in this area, and I guess I'll just break down this NOS trade real quick. So I had seen this little kind of supply zone because it looks a little bit different on my phone's MetaTrader 4. And so I was like, oh, this is a good zone to like enter off of. So it pulled down here and it was starting to impulse up on this 1 minute, but it pulled back really tough. So I entered right here on this candle, and then it ended up going in profit, pulling back and going to a point where, since I only had 85 in my account before this, I almost got margined out of the trade and ended up going into profit, and I ended up moving my stop to 047 here, and then price came down, broke under by about 10 pips, and then is now up 185 pips now, 75 pips. So I could have had a really good trade day, and I still have the possibility of finding more trade opportunities. It's still early in the trade morning, so I have a lot of chances, and I'm gonna try and get some more opportunities, get some more entries. But now we're gonna jump over to EU. So from what I remember, and I'll post a clip right now of like the trade in the end of last week. So now that I'm done mumbling and stuttering over my words, here's the trade, here's my entry. You've seen the back testing, you've seen the work put in, and I'm gonna come back to you and show you an update to see if the trade was won or lost. You can see here from this trade, I originally got entered into the trade, or I entered the trade on video. You guys saw that. And originally, as time progressed, I ended up going 30, 40-ish pips in profit. Let's check. From my entry, you guys saw I had ended up going 45-ish pips in profit, and then it ended up pulling through, stopping me out. And this all happened while I didn't have access to my phone. I kind of just like checked randomly and was like, oh shit, I'm out of the trade. But yeah, so went 45 pips in profit, got stopped out, and then it made a double bottom off this area, and then it's been progressing long. And then so I thought possibly that it might pull up and reject off this zone because it had this zone here, but it didn't choose to do that, and it continued to push through. So now what I am wanting to see, because we had this move that I didn't properly take account for, and then after that it hit TP, and from there we could have made this move be the next one. TP goes to here. So now what I'm seeing is, to continue this trend is done all that, I want to take this, because we have three things going on that kind of show me the trend's reversed. First off, we have this very clear low, high, lower high, or higher low, higher high. So we're starting to see an entirely new trend formation like this. You feel me? So then next we should be able to expect that. We have the strong support or demand zone down here, excuse me. See if this lines up with any of our fib lines. So it's right between the 618 and the 786, right there off that rejection. And this is on the 1 hour. So boom, it's literally perfect entry that we would want. And I guess I should have been on this a little bit earlier. I've been up since 5:30 and now it's 8:10, so I've had a chance to like get this set up. But this is actually a trade entry I like. I might be jumping the gun just a little bit, but EU and NOS correlate together really well, and since they do, I already know that since NOS is pushing along in the way that it is, EU should continue to push along in the same way. By the way, wow, look at NOS. Look at what a beautiful entry and trade I had. Like, this setup is actually amazing, and I didn't hold out long enough to capitalize on this. That's what sucks, but that's what's also beautiful about NOS. Situations like this, you could get into such a beautiful trade and be in it for 30-40 minutes, and with the 1 cent lot only risking $20 at most, you can make $200-$300, and that's why I like trading NOS and why I'm trying to continue to get proficient. By the way, from what I have marked up on my phone, which was actually this, we already exceeded the TP. So like, had I not moved my stop and profit and I had just let it run, I would have just gotten taken out of the trade for a total of what, 190 in about 45 minutes. Yeah, 45 minutes. And so, oh, by the way, I didn't take a screen recording, but I did enter that trade on EU. My entry is officially at 1.10418, and then my lot size is actually 0.12. It's gonna adjust it back to 1. I'm pretty positive. Account size 105.36. And then the risk on this trade is going to be $25. So I need to put my stop level at 20 pips. And for the most part, yeah, this is my trade. I guess I should have altered this trade and my lot based on needing my stop to be around here to be safe and keeping it below the previous low. But, you know, I I didn't do that, so I guess I just gotta live with the trade I made. But right here, 1 to 7, and you can see, oh, actually it didn't change anything. Whoa, this should be 105.36, and this will be 25. So now when you see this, if this trade continues all the way up to TP, I will be at $287.48 in my trading account, and if I lose out, I'll be back down to $80 in my account, which will be just slightly below what I was at this morning when I woke up. So, oh well. I really want to see. Pretty soon here, I'm gonna get back testing on Nas. So let's see. I guess we'll back test EU on a small time frame. We could go here. And it's gonna be like 15-30 minute full time. Also, I feel like this is too close, even though I'm not quite sure where we are exactly. This is gonna continue long. Okay. But yeah, I'm just trying to get in the rhythm of taking smaller little scalp entries, excuse me. But yeah, I'm trying to get in the rhythm of taking little scalp entries so that I'm able to just stay in the market, give you guys more content, and actually just trade and get used to doing this as like a job and a career, rather than trying to come in and only back test when I want to take a trade or when I want to find a trade. And like, this is a little bit late for this one. I kind of already see it impulsing. Plus, it's more than likely going to make a double top here and then pull down before going up. But, I was wrong. Anyways. Oh, and I'm still like hitting for like 60 pips on these smaller trades. That's crazy. But yeah, overall, I'm really enjoying this, and I want to keep doing this in this way. And I think as time progresses, I'll continue to get better. I'll be able to take better trades on Nas. I'll be able to have more margin and more size of my account. So like with the trade I took this morning, I wouldn't have felt as if I needed to move my stop up to 20 pips after, you feel me, 7-8 minutes of being in the trade. I would have felt more comfortable just letting it rock for, you feel me, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever, and I could be up almost 200 off of a 20 cent or a 5 cent commission for my Hugo's Way and a $20 drawdown, you feel me? Because realistically, when you look at it, based on the drawdown I went into, now the trade that I just won, even though I won practically $20, it's not worth it just because of the fact that I went and drawdown $20. Like, I won a 1-to-1, but at this point I could be up a 200% of my account. But even beyond that, I could be up 1 to 10, you feel me, from what I risked. And that's all just because I have to kind of rush and play things a little bit safer because of the fact my account is so small. Is this where it shorts? Oh, I didn't get TP, but it was close. Also, I think I should have gotten TP based on that. Good. So I actually would have won that trade, which is pretty good. Not if I would use 20 pips of risk though. Anyways, now it's broken that previous low, so we should start looking for shorts. We have this supply zone here. Now we just want to short off of this, pull out our fib, you feel me? And like, we're just going to continue to repeat this process, even though we're on a different time frame than what we usually do, like the 1 hour, 4 hour type time frame. Being here on the 15, 5 minute and 30 is completely the same. Everything matches up exactly how it should, unless there's weight from a higher time frame move still pulling the chart in a different direction. So jump to a higher time frame. So one thing I am gonna say is from about here to around here is a possible another area where this could short off of, just because of the fact that, like I said in the previous video, and I'll try and find the clip and put it up here somewhere. Yeah, when price impulse is really strong and then it starts to consolidate and then drop off or long further, what happens is usually the top or the bottom of that consolidation will become the next reversal zone for it to continue the trend, or I guess the continuation zone, but regardless. So now I got this set up. There's like two different possibilities, and look at that. So instead of it going up to like this higher zone like I thought it would, kind of like I said, because it impulsed strong and then it consolidated here, formed another consolidation, this higher area becomes the new upper supply. It becomes the resistance zone, but that becomes the new area that we're looking for trades to short off of, long off of, and whatever else. And so now that it shorted off of that area, we get back to the exact same thing. Find the next supplier demand zone, pull out our fibs, and pull that to the very bottom of the move, which is right here. Boom. Now that we have that, we can see this zone lines up with the 38.2 fib instead of the 5618 or 786. So this is where we have to go to a higher time frame and check out what's happening there, so that we can confirm which zone that we feel is actually the safest. And so like this still looks like a really strong impulsive candle, and we don't really see any other supplier demand zones on the 1 hour or 4 hour. So from what I can, okay, I'm gonna change my bias just a little bit, because there's actually three that I'm seeing now that I'm on the 30. We have this zone, which is the absolute highest, and what I'm gonna say is probably more than likely gonna be the one it's gonna pull back to. That's my genuine guess. But then we have this one between the 618 and the 786, which is also a really strong zone, and I can see it coming there, moving around and then pulling off. And then we have this lower zone. And so I think what's safest is to enter off of the 50 fib or the 618, because it's right in the middle, and then putting one off of the bottom of this zone or on the 786 would be how you get your sniper entry. So let's test that out. I'll put it exactly on the 786, pull this down to 20 pips. By the way, from back testing, I always try and put 20 pips on EU when I'm trading, 20 to 25, because from back testing EU for so long, I've noticed that 25 to 20 is typically the best and safest to maximize risk efficiency while also leaving enough space to let your trade breathe. But now that I got these two set up, let's see what's gonna happen. In this case, that's just a situation of something I can't really fight, because right here, well, in both cases actually, like right here comes into my stop, and then drops off for 40 pips. That would be a good trade where I could have taken profit there. Here, 85, another good trade where I could have taken profit, and both of these actually worked out, which is actually really dope. And the one that I originally was thinking was the zone I was going to go for was the zone that I said, nah, I'm not actually going to look at that to trade with. And then something I just noticed, we have this support and resistance zone right here, which is definitely valid, and it gives me good insight of double bottom here. I'll pull out this trend line just to keep my eyes seeing where the trend's going. But now it's just time to look for what's going to happen next. Clearly the short's dead and we got a new high which broke above this zone. So now we want to look for the next supply or demand zone that sticks out to us beautifully, like, well, we had this one that it rejected off of, so I guess we'll take this one for the very small cute one. Same process as usual. Pull the fib. Only thing though is now that I'm on the 15, I see this zone, and I like this one so much more than the one I had above. But I am going to respect this higher zone as well and mark. I'm actually going to take this entire zone since that is so small. I'm going to pull this down to here. And I think this is like more the trade setup that I like and want to go with. And then this from the 50. And I'm going to take this down to the quarter theory. Boom. So I just realized, like, I brought up quarter theory, and there's so many other terminology things that I haven't gone over that I bring up all the time in video, which isn't fair to you guys. So I need to get back to getting baby pips and letting you guys know, and breaking down all this information. So, cool thing, it went off my upper zone that I had marked up. And so, like, you can't always just go for the lower zone because it seems nice and cool. You sometimes have to go for the higher zone and actually just respect the fact that it might not pull down as much. But to have had that zone marked up and have seen it is actually really cool in my eyes. But yeah, kind of losing my train of thought as I'm trying to explain things and back test, which kind of sucked, but it happens. This is about the next zone I'm looking at, unless I go on the 1 hour, and yeah, so I see like this zone, which is useful, and then we also have this zone. If we go down to the 15, we let this play out. Okay, so what I'm seeing is off of this zone, I think it's going to pull back up to about here for a short. And that's going to take me to this zone, which then I could take the long off of. Something like that. Oh, it didn't go all the way up. Damn. Oh, it went lower than I had thought. Came back down to this one. Even broke below that. Oh, update. I am down $15 on EU. So pretty much I got in for this long at the top of this. And now it's going down the opposite way, because on the 30-minute for me, I'm like right at the top of this wick. Actually, did I get this exactly on my entry? Oh. this is my entry, and this is what it's looking like right now. And maybe now looking at it, I am kind of tripping, because I mean, this entry would have been killer if I would have actually been able to set that up just right and get into that. And then so that would have been short number 1, here to here. Oh yep, came right off the 618, shorted. And then this would be short number 2 that I'm kind of trading against right now. So I don't know. I guess we'll just kind of have to wait and see if this continues to pull back up and go with the flow, or if the new trend is starting and it's going to go short. My thing is, I think even if a new short trend is starting back up, bare minimum, I'll just delete everything, bare minimum, we are going to need to pull up to like this upper range type area. I think it has enough momentum that it's going to come back up here, so I could at least touch this 200 EMA. I'll change the color of it just so it's a little bit easier to distinguish. But I think price still needs to come up and touch this 200 EMA so that it can short off again. But I may be wrong. You never know. So before I just assume that I'm right, I'm just going to mark things up, take the trades that I see fit and see right, and you feel me, just continue from there. Put my stop up or my TP. Wow, I'm fumbling the bag. I'm fucking up. I'm actually so confused now why exactly. This was the trade setup. It was like this, and it was impulsing up, which gave me the implication that it would continue north, something like that. That's right. Boom. So this is what I was seeing, and this is what I was expecting for the trade, and this is what I'm gonna hold out and have belief in. If my stop gets hit again, I'll be dropped down to having about $80 in my account. If I win out, I'll be at around 290. And really quickly, I'm gonna take a second to set my stop and my TP based on these numbers. So 1.10 to 18 for the stop, and for the TP 1.11 88.8. But yeah, I'm super close to my stop already. Probably should have had a wider stop, and that would have allowed me to have a better chance at winning this trade. But if I lose it, I lose it. I'll be right back here tonight, tomorrow, whatever, for Bitcoin. And I haven't traded Bitcoin in so long that I'm gonna actually need time to just go back, go over my notes, and relearn how to trade Bitcoin so that I can start getting some entries and some posts put up about this. But necessarily from where I am now, I don't have the tools to really get it done. And as for NOS 100, you can see this is actually this is actually pulling back enough to where I might want to try and get an entry for another trade. Because what I'm thinking is, right here. Yeah, this is the perfect spot right here. Long. Just let her run. But okay, I'm about to end this video, get this posted, and I'm gonna double back and get another video of me back testing NOS and showing a little bit of an update in situations that I really enjoy. But it's been NOA Banks back with another one, showing y'all what happened this morning in my trading, showing you my equity, my updates, and how I am doing in trading. You feel me? Coming off 2 losses right away and a dub. And so now it's time to really just keep dialing in, getting better, giving you more content, learning more about myself as a trader, and you feel me? Improving. So it's been NOA Banks back with another one. Stay smart, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Twos.